Look at this big bow.
I know, it is quite long.
I love it.
Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us dance this night away.
Good morning and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well and you're looking forward to today's episode because we are finally back home. In my last video when I was in New York, I said I was just very much looking forward to getting back home and slowing things down. And it's funny because one of you guys in the comments said, well, you're not going to be slowed down for too long because the holidays are right around the corner, and you are absolutely correct. In about 2 weeks, things are going to rev right back up again with Thanksgiving as I need to travel to Ohio to visit my family. Then I'm going back to New York City for some Christmas fun with my sisters. And then a few weeks after that, back in Ohio for Christmas. So it is going to get busy again, but I am committed for these next 2 weeks to just really slow things down and enjoy just having a regular schedule and being able to do things not only here at the house, but just around Durham. So, what a crazy, honestly, year this has been. It really started back in April when we started our kitchen renovation. Had no idea that it was going to take us 5 months to complete it. We honestly, which is hilarious now thinking back at it, thought we would be finished by the time we went on Mark's birthday trip, which was in May. We thought we'd be completely finished with it. Little did we know this kitchen and so many other things, life honestly, had other plans. And so we have been just working so hard on getting the kitchen finished. And of course there was tons of traveling with Mark's birthday. And then I went to New York, and then my parents came to visit. My sister came to visit. We went to Mark's family's lake house. Then I was off to the south of France, and then I was off to Paris. Then we finally came back, finished up the kitchen, and then I was off to London, and then the Cotswolds, and then New York. Just kind of replaying that back. I can't believe all that we have done this year, and I can't believe that Christmas is literally right around the corner. But for today, we are slowing things down, and you guys are just going to follow me along for the next couple of days as I just get back to doing life here in Durham. One exciting thing is, and I mentioned this in Friday's newsletter, is that I bought a new car. I wasn't planning on it. Well, to be honest, my car was a lease, and I always lease my cars just because I think it's fun to have a new car like every 3 years or so. And it's always like fully insured, so I never have to worry about a thing. Just make the car payment, I have a new car, everything is taken care of, and then in 3 years, I get a new one. Well, this year, I really was planning on just buying out my car, the car that I've had for the last 3 years. So I went in and had it serviced because it was time. Every November, I have to take it in to get an oil change and brakes checked, tires checked, all that stuff. By the time I was finished with that service check, I had already bought another car. So I am getting a 2026 Mini Countryman. So I had the Mini Countryman before, it was a 2023. And so I'm getting the new one. And when I was there, I was like, I just want to see what's going on in this new version, the 2026 version versus the 2023. Honestly, I should have not done that. I should have just went in and started the paperwork for purchasing my car, but I didn't. I sat in the car and my salesperson said, okay, well, there's this button here, will turn on the massagers. And in my head, I was like, I was like freaking out. And I honestly don't remember anything else she said. All I heard was, while I'm driving, my seat can massage my back. And if you guys know, and this is why this video is late, my back, I have a horrible back. I messed it up years ago on my way to Mexico. I fell down a flight of stairs trying to catch an Uber, went back when I lived in New York, and it hasn't been the same yet or since. And I got up a few days ago and my back was just in so much pain, and there's for no reason. I have no idea why my back flared up, but it did. And I think honestly it was just my body's way of just saying, you need to take a few days to just slow down like you said you wanted to do. Because had my back had been great, I would have went right back in my routine of preparing for the newsletter and filming and editing and my daytime job and all of the things. And my back really just said, you need to sit down for a little while. So that's why, unfortunately, this video had to come out a few days later, just because I've been trying really hard to heal it. So to hear that I'm gonna have a massager in my car, I was like, absolutely, I'm buying this car. Whatever else comes with it, that's great. I'm buying this car because I want my seats to massage me. And in addition to that, my car payment is actually going to be so much lower than my current car payment, because when I purchased my car the first time, I purchased it during the pandemic, there was not a single car on the lot. And I had to pick a car that was on the boat on its way over. And so I never got to see it. I never got to sit in it, test drive it, anything. People were buying cars literally off of the cargo boat. That's what I had to do as well. So the interest rates back then were just sky high. Everybody was just like charging ridiculous amount of money for leasing cars. At the time, it was cheaper to purchase, but I still wanted to keep with leasing, so I did. So my car payment is cheaper, which is wild to say, and I have massagers in my seat. And now I'm a happy girl. So I am supposed to be going to pick that up in just a short while. It's all the way out in Raleigh, the other side of Raleigh. So it takes about 40 minutes to get out there. So I need to grab all of my stuff and head out so I can make sure that I'm there on time, because afterwards we're going to go on a little studio tour of some of the pottery shops around Durham, because this weekend is the Durham Pottery Tour. And I'm really hoping to go and just support some of my friends in the pottery community and, you know, maybe pick up a thing or two. So I think today is going to be a fun day. And then tomorrow, I think we're just going to stay at home and relax and just do some really fun and relaxing things here. And then we'll wrap up the video, and then I'll see you guys in another few days on Sunday. So let me grab my stuff. I need to grab some water, and I need to find the second key. Cannot find the second key. So I need to spend 10 more minutes trying to find that. Other than that, I'm just gonna have to pay for a new one. But yes, I will see you guys over at the car dealership. Look at this big bow.
I know, it is quite cool.
I love it. That's so cute. And she's mine. I'm very excited. There's a lot that I have to learn about this car because it is completely different than the one that I just turned in, but I made the best decision. And currently right now I am getting massaged, and that is just epic. this is cute. Very cute. This is gorgeous. And it smells good. Hi. I am back home now, and it has been a fun morning and afternoon so far. I got to pick up my new car that I'm absolutely loving, even though there is a big learning curve. So in my other car, there were just very easy buttons right on the dashboard that I could tell the car what it needed to do. So whether that was turn up the air conditioning or turn on the seat warmers, turn up the volume, turn on the defroster, things like that. Now in this new car, everything is pushed up into that round screen, and I have no idea where anything is. And so I think what I need to do is just sit in the car for a little while, an hour or so, and figure out where all the buttons are, especially the ones that I'm going to need every time that I'm in the car. So my salesperson did show me how to create a shortcut folder. And so I'm going to do that when I go outside and just kind of play around in the car. And within that folder, I'll put in all the buttons that I need, like the heating and cooling, of course, my massager button, which I still can't believe that I have, my Spotify, my Audible, things like that will be on that folder. And then it'll be right on the home screen that I can easily get to while I'm driving. So just need some time to get to figure out how to work her other than to put her in drive, park, and reverse. But I'm very happy with my purchase, and it's just really fun already having a new car. So unfortunately, as it always happens when you go to a car dealership, I was there much longer than I had expected. Their system was down and I needed it to come, or they needed it to come back up before I could sign off on all of the paperwork. And so once that was done, unfortunately, I just didn't have enough time to hit all of the studios that I wanted to go to today for the Durham Pottery tour. So I figured I probably only had time for one, maybe two. And so of course, I chose the pottery studio that I go to just so that I could support her in yet another way. And so I met my friend Rosalind there. We looked at all of the beautiful, beautiful pottery. We both bought a few things, which I'll show in just a moment. She had some snacks and some wine there, and it was just really nice to just kind of hang out at the studio in a different way to support her, like I said. So once we were finished with the pottery studio, we had a little bit more time before we needed to meet up with our friend Sharon and her kids for lunch. And so kind of in the same area where we were having lunch, there are some new shops that I have never been to, which is kind of crazy because typically when something new opens in Durham, I'm like right there, right in the beginning. But because life has just been so busy and chaotic over the last several months, I just haven't had time to go and visit. So we did that today and I loved them. They are definitely going to be my go-tos for all of my gifting needs, as well as all of my stationery and my cards, wrapping paper, ribbon, all of those things. You guys know how much I love to support local businesses, women-owned businesses, Black-owned businesses. And so having these right in our backyard is just really wonderful. And so I picked up something from them for myself, but there were a lot of things there that I want to either put on my Christmas list or purchase for others. And so then we went ahead and after we were finished doing a little shopping and Sharon was at the restaurant, we met her and her kids for lunch. It was so nice just to hang out and to catch up and to just kind of hang out with the kids and see their personalities. They're growing so big so quickly, and it was just nice to have a really fun afternoon with them. So now I'm at home and just kind of hanging out here. I want to show you guys what I picked up, and then a little later on we're going to go to my favorite wine shop here in Durham that I haven't showed you guys yet, but I thought that I would bring you guys along with me today. But first, let's see what I picked up. So if you guys are following me on my newsletter, then you know that I have been obsessed with this girl who I believe that she lives here in North Carolina. She started this tiny coffee cup series on TikTok. I think also on her Instagram, but I mostly look at TikTok. And I have been loving it. And I've been wanting to collect little small mugs because of this series. And so when I saw this one today at the studio, I had to pick it up. I love how tiny it is. I love these little grooves for your thumb and fingers to go into. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the crackle in the glaze, but I just love how the glaze crackled. And so when I saw this, it was a no-brainer. It was an absolute yes. And so I picked that one up. Earlier this week, I saw when I was at the studio for my class, this mug. And I said, if this mug is available when I come to visit for the pottery tour, I'm going to purchase it. And it was available. And so, not that one, this one. I really do love it. I love how like the little turquoise dots ran because of the glaze that was put over top of them. And I also love, and I don't know if you can tell it here as I'm showing you, but these little dots are more of like a matted glaze versus the shiny glaze over top. And there was just something about it that I loved. I'm very much, even though I'm collecting little tiny mugs, I also am collecting really large mugs. And so this one is just, I think it's really, really beautiful. And so I picked this one up as well as this one. And I don't know, I think you might be, especially because of the lighting that I'm in right now, might be able to see it a little bit better when I was at the actual studio, but I'll still show it to you because the colors for me right now aren't popping as much as they did in the studio. But I just absolutely love this one. I love like the little dots that are on here and the glazing. There's like some blues and some oranges and some yellows, which I don't again know if you're seeing it here, but I will pop it up on the screen, and then the glazing in the inside. And I think you can see like a little bit of like the the turquoise that's kind of popping out there. But as I was checking out, the studio owner was talking about how she glazed this one, and she glazed it in a wood fire overnight. And so all of these different things that happen cannot be replicated. It was just something that miraculously happened that evening. And so all of these like kind of different like textures and glazes and things are all just because of the different ashes of how they hit the pot at a certain time versus another. I wish that I would have recorded her talking about this because she could tell it much better than I'm telling it right now, but I just absolutely loved it. I think it's just beautiful. I think it's a work of art, honestly, and I cannot wait to use it. It fits so good in your hand. So those are the 3 pieces that I purchased at the Pottery tour. And then there's the store called Indio that was in the little bright leaf area that we were in today. And you guys know, at least from the last video in New York, my obsession with socks. I always have an obsession with socks. No matter what time of the year, I always have socks on my feet when I'm in the house, or slippers. And I have like these really cushy Christmas socks that I literally wear year round. And so I thought maybe it's time to upgrade those a little bit. And so both Rosa and I bought this exact same pair, and these are the socks. And they're so, I don't know if you can tell just how thick and cozy they are, but they really are. They have like little grippers at the bottom so that you don't slip. And I love that the pattern is like this colorway here, and then the other sock is this colorway. I love that they are not matching. And so the owner of that shop said that she purchased these from some makers. I want to say, I wish that it said it on here. I want to say it was Peru. I will put it on the screen if it's not Peru, but they're handmade there, and they're just so well made and soft. And in the inside, I don't know if you can see like the little like furry, like little teddy bear fur. These are going to be amazing, like year round, but especially now with the winter season upon us. So those are the things that I got. Again, I love to be able to support local businesses here in Durham and everywhere. And so I have seen things there that I definitely want to put on my wish list for Christmas, and then also buy for other people, because they just had some really great curated things that I think are just going to be amazing for this gifting season. So now that we have done that, I'm going to go and head out to the car, play around a little bit, and then I will meet you guys in about an hour or so over at the wine bar. Good morning. So I woke up today with the intention of having a slow day from start to finish. And so I woke up, I made some coffee, I made some breakfast. I sat and ate that without any distractions, no music, no scrolling, no phones, no nothing. And it was lovely. And so for the rest of today, I thought that I would spend it working on some pottery projects that I have been working on for the last couple of weeks. And I really am excited to show you guys. So if you have been following me for a while, then you know that I make pottery, and I typically use the pottery wheel to make everything that you have seen. But since I went to France and I was in that lovely pottery residency, everything that we made while we were there, we made with our own two hands without the assistance of any machinery. And I loved it. I learned so many different techniques there that I have now brought home with me. And the moment that I got home, I signed up for some hand building classes at my pottery studio that we went to yesterday. And I have been loving it. I have been able to make things that I would have never been able to make on the wheel. And it's just allowed me to expand my creativity. It's allowed me to be more free in what I'm making. And I love it. So there are two projects that I am currently working on, and I think that you guys are going to be just kind of happy to see it because it incorporates some of the things that you guys have seen over the last several months. So if you remember when we were in Paris, I picked up this really beautiful lampshade that I just loved when I saw it, and I knew when I saw it that I was going to build the actual lamp base for it. And because of its oblong shape and because of these kind of coves that they have on the outside of the shade, I wanted to make something very simple on the bottom. And so I've made this piece, which is just kind of a long cylinder piece that's here. And I love it. And so it's in it kind of the way that I made it. At first I thought it was just going to be like a cylinder, like a round cylinder, but then I kind of have pushed in the sides a little bit so it has like that oblong shape that will fit, you know, the lampshade that's going to go on top. And so what I've done is I bought one of these kits that you can get from anywhere. I got this one from Amazon just for a few bucks, but it's the whole lighting kit. And so what I need to do today is to cut a hole in the top of the lampshade, and just so that I can go ahead and put this piece on top. I mean, already you can see how it's shaping up to be a lamp. So really excited about that. And then at the bottom, I don't know if you can see it yet, and I'll take the plastic off in just a moment, but here I've just carved out this little piece here for the cord so that the cord doesn't actually sit on the lamp base. It will kind of go into this little groove here so that the lamp base is nice and flat on the tabletop. So I'm really excited to finish this off. There is just a little bit of carving and just kind of shaving just to make sure that everything is nice and smooth before I put it into the kiln in a few days, but I'm going to work on that and finish that up. And then the second project is all of this stationery that I have been collecting over the last many months on all of my travels, as well as here. I need a box to put it in, and I thought it would be just really pretty if I made a ceramic box with a top. And so I'm thinking, based off of all of the stationery that I have, I think this is the kind of tallest card that I have. And so I want to make sure that the box is at least this long, but I'm hoping to get a few more inches just in case I pick up some things that are even larger than this. But I just love all of these really special pieces that I've been picking up over the last several months. And then for my birthday, my sisters got me a gift where I was able to make my own stationery from this company. And so what I did is I have this one here. It's kind of like a squiggly card, and they're their own separate cards here that I can just write a little note, a little thank you note or a hello note or whatever kind of note. But it says to you with love, and then it has my initials. You guys know I love to have my initials and my name on everything. So I got those, and then I also got these, and it just says from the desk of Jessica Payne. And then on the bottom, it has a quote that I really love that says leap and the net will appear. And then on the bottom or on the back, it has like these really beautiful stripes. So love them. And so I just want a place to put all of the stationery so that when I need to write a card, I can just go to this hopefully really beautiful box and pick out whatever card that I need. And so what I have to do, I've already built out the slab. So I have just a bunch of rectangles that I did at the Pottery Studio last week. They're already cut. They're already kind of sort of dry, because you want it to be what they call leather hard, because that way they're not going to flop and they're not going to warp. They're kind of already going to be almost dry. And so what I have to do is just put all of those little slabs together as the box and then as the top. And then I use this kind of what we call slip, which is basically just clay and water mixed together to make kind of like a paste. And so all those different slabs, I will use the slip to join them together. And then in a few days, once everything is completely dry, I'll take it over to the studio for its first firing. Once it comes out of there, then that's when I'll do all of the glazing and the paint work on the outside of each piece. And then we'll put it back into the kiln one more time, and then it will be done. So we still have a few more weeks to go, but today I thought that I would go ahead and start to finish up these pieces so that we can go ahead and get them into the kiln in a few days. So I'm just gonna pull out all of my supplies, and then we're gonna go ahead and get things started. I'm gonna have the camera rolling all day just so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And then this evening, I'll kind of show you where I'm at. Hopefully I'll be finished, and then we'll wrap up the video from there. So let me get all of my stuff and then we'll get started. that it is almost 5 o'clock. I have been doing this all day long. Not that I'm complaining, because I could honestly just sit and do pottery for hours and hours and hours and never get sick of it. So it's been really fun. I'm glad that I was able to just dedicate today to doing something that I really enjoy doing. And I'm super happy because the box is done. Once it dries a little bit more, the top, once that dries a little bit more, I need to do some carving just to make sure that it really has a nice fit over top of the box, but I think that it's looking really good. I was able to get the lamp done. I also was able to get my star garland that I want to create, and so I got those done, the holes punched in, so I'm in a really good place to get everything over to the Pottery Studio a little bit later on this week, which I'm very excited about. So it's been a really fun day, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed just hanging with me both yesterday and today. I think for the rest of today, I'm going to just catch up on some TV, make some dinner, maybe even take a bubble bath, who knows? But it's just been a really fun day to just kind of relax and just be slow and calm, not scrolling, not working. It's just been really fun. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day, a good rest of your week. If you're not following me on my newsletter, be sure to sign up for that. I will put a QR code here as well as a link in my description box if you would like to join us. I send out an email every Friday at 10 a.m. We always have a really good time over there, so would love for you to join us over there. And then I will see you guys again on Sunday. All right, have a good one. Bye.